Welcome to Get a Magazine Studios. Some of y'all see me out. You see me with my card. Brought to you by popl.co. That's popl.co. It's better than a business card. All you got to do is they can scan the back of the card, or you can put it up to their phone and they get all your information, your social media, your phone number, or website address, whatever you want to give them. That's popl.co. Use code 23GET'EM and save 20%. That's code 23GET'EM and save 20%. Now let's get ready to our show. Oh, so how y'all doing today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. So I see a lot of y'all on TikTok. You got 2.9 million followers. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now tell us behind the story. Like, how did y'all get started with the TikTok thing? For people who don't know, how did you get started on it?
Hayes had come home from UF because of COVID and quarantining, and we were all home together, and our mom suggested that we film the TikToks together because we were doing them for fun and like not really being serious about it. Mm-hmm. But once we did, it kind of just went from there.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where we were stuck at home, didn't really have much else to do, and it kind of became like a blessing in disguise for us during COVID, getting to all be together and stay at home. And it also kind of gave us a way to connect with other people because a lot of people were stuck at home and in quarantine and didn't have much to do other than scroll through their phones. Yeah. So for us, it was a way to not only like spend time together and give us something to do, but it also was like helping or giving other people something to enjoy. So it was kind of fun.
Nice. Now, what was the one or two videos that went from the skyrocketed? What two videos on your TikTok that skyrocketed made everything happen?
We had like a video to the Poker Face song by Lady Gaga, and it was our first video to ever hit 1 million likes, and it just took off, and I remember us being so amazed by it and just wow. But yeah, I think that was like our first big one.
It was crazy because we were in our home in Jacksonville, Florida, and to think that we could reach that many people, especially like from all over, not even just the country, but the world, from our backyard was really cool. And to see people liking it and wanting us to do more of them, it was just so much fun and such a blessing. And so just jaw dropping. We were just like, wow, is this real?
Now, how do your family feel about it when you get your 1 million followers? How do they feel about it?
Gosh, our mom has always like been on social media. She like kind of knew about TikTok already, so she was so supportive from the beginning. But our dad had no form of social media before we started, and as we started, he became the biggest like TikTok fan. He's like addicted now to the app. I swear, he like makes his own videos, but they've always been supportive, and we're very thankful that they've been able to do everything they can for us.
Yeah, when we first started, actually, we were like using our dad's ladder to like prop up our phone to like film in the backyard, and it's just like so funny because like from since then it was always like our dad being like, where's the ladder? Why aren't you filming? Our mom being like, where's the videos? Like they now love it just as much as we love it, if not more almost. So it's really just been something that's kind of like been a major adjustment in our family, but so cool for us to be able to do together for sure.
Yeah, I remember your dad told me about it. He said, hey, have you heard of TikTok? I was at work one time. I was like, yeah. He said, my daughters, they got like 2-point-something million followers. He's like, wow. I was like, what, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah. I was like, wow. So I had to check it out. No, that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, he's definitely our biggest plug man. He goes around making sure he's so proud of us. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Now, since y'all used the ladder back then, what do y'all use now versus the ladder?
We should be using a tripod, but a lot of the times we'll like forget it when we're out filming. So kind of anything now.
Water bottle.
We used a trash can.
We
this
were just
morning.
downstairs
Yeah.
filming videos. And we found like a trash can and like had the phone propped up on it.
Yeah.
You got to get creative. Also, sometimes we'll want to film something and we won't have the tripod with us. We weren't planning to film, so you just kind of got to use what you can.
Yeah. Get resourceful.
Now, have you ever been like, when you go out and we use in Jacksonville, have you ever been when you went out, people are like, wow, that's a TikTok star, is it? Like, they know who you are? Have you ever been like that when y'all went out?
Yeah, I think it's interesting in Jacksonville because I think like being in LA, like it's second nature to be around other creators and like TikTok people and our friends and stuff. But like in Jacksonville, it's like, oh my gosh, like an idolized version of like TikTok creators. So it's just very interesting to see like different perspectives on where you are.
Also, my entire life I spent growing up in Jacksonville, so I already feel like I know so many people, and like my dad's from there, so like he knows so many people. Like I feel like Jacksonville's such a small community that like we growing up there, I feel like I already knew so many people, and they knew me not just because like of TikTok. It was just like they're the pit, like they do this or they do that, or they go to Bishop Kenny. Like you become known just like anyone else in Jacksonville where you go to school and, being around people. But now it's like, wait, that's the TikTok, those are the TikTok girls. It kind of like shifts your focus a little, which is just cool. But
now, have you met anybody from TikTok that you used to follow? Have you ever met them in person? Like, you're like, wow, that's who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We've definitely like had like a few fangirl moments. I feel like I feel like we see a bunch of people at events that like we interact with or are like the same kind of videos or like mutuals, and then we see each other in person and we're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah, I remember I like used to watch the Wright brothers like dancing videos, and like then like a year later we were like filming with them, and they're like some of our like good friends. So it's just like weird to see how like it transitions, and
they're all so nice though. Like I feel like it's so intimidating, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so and so, and then like you realize they're in the same boat as you. They're making content. They're out here doing the same things, and they're just as nice. And now we're friends with so many different creators, and it's just such a community. We've just kind of changed in the environment we're in, but it's so fun because now it's like we all can connect and relate to the same things of what everyone's going through, or trying to make new and creative content, or dealing with the hate or whatever it may be. So yeah, it's a fun community for sure.
So now, how was it when you were in school, when you was a TikTok famous? How was it in school when you first went back to school after COVID? How did all that go?
It was definitely a little weird. I felt like no one really was like mean to me to my face. It was like I would walk by a table and I would like hear TikTok, like, oh, she makes TikToks, like as I walk by. But I think for me at least, I just really figured out who supports me, who supports us, and who's genuine, and I think that's all that matters. And
I agree. I think like going back to school before I went online was interesting because you see who is really like supporting you and like your brand and the person you are, and then the people who are supporting you like to your face, but they're actually like talking,
or they just like want something out of you. That was like another big thing, is taking advantage of certain situations, or what they want promoted out there. So I think for us it is just kind of like been a learning curve, but now I feel like I think that's the best part about doing it together, is like at the end of the day we're family and we can scream and fight at each other, and it's gonna be fine. We all love each other still, and we have each other to like soundboard off of when we're going through things, or when dealing with different things with friends or other people. We still have each other. So
that's good, because I mean a lot of people don't realize that when they get famous, some people are like, well, they famous, they got this and that. But when I started a magazine, you see the same thing. Like some people don't think you're gonna make it, and when you make it, they're like, oh, they all around want to be around you, and you're like, oh, okay. So it's good y'all recognize that before y'all get real bigger than what you are now.
For sure.
Yes.
So now, what were some of your bloopers? that you probably haven't even posted on TikTok? What was something you like, oh boy?
We had a few this morning. I could not get the choreography this morning.
Yeah,
Like you can probably see him sweating because we had to do it about 50 times.
Yeah, in the sun, because Hope was like a count off. But I think we have like a bunch of funny bloopers that'll probably never get posted because they're so bad. But like, it's funny to see like the growth from like the bloopers 2 years ago to the bloopers.
Yeah, my
now.
bloopers a few years ago were a lot worse than the bloopers I'm having now.
I think we've also too though just gotten more like when we first started, we would do a video probably 1,000 times where we were like critiquing every little aspect of ourselves and like we felt so much pressure to be perfect. And you would think the more you do it or the more growth you have, you would feel pressure to be even more perfect. But for me now, it's almost like I am who I am. This is the best I got. You would take it or leave it kind of thing. And you become more comfortable in front of the camera and trusting yourself.
Yeah.
So now it's like, it definitely still takes us a few times, but I'm kind of like, oh, it is what it is. That's the best I got.
Yeah.
Like I saw one video you have, like it's about a purse. And you have a purse inside of another purse, and another person falls out, and somebody have a purse that drops, things fall out of it. Where'd that concept come from?
We actually had to come up with the concept for a promo we were doing for the brand, and like we were like, why don't we make like a fun spin on it and have like tahini like seasoning rolling out of the purse and like just like kind of making it unique and authentic to us.
Yeah, a lot of times like brands, like that was for Valentino, will give us a concept of what they like are thinking, and then we kind of try to make it authentic to what our audience would enjoy / what we would want to post, because we never want to just make something just because they want us to promote something. So it's kind of just like making it original and like unique and authentic to us.
Nice. Now, when y'all became TikTok stars, did y'all become closer as sisters? They help y'all grow as closer as sisters together?
Yeah,
for sure. When I'm 24 and they're 17 and 19, 17, 19. So growing up, they were always like my little sisters, and I still always loved them to death, but they were kind of just my annoying younger sisters. You know, I'm like, get out of my room. Like I was going through like my teen phase, and then I went to college, you know, and moved out. But then when I moved home for quarantine, like we were all stuck together in the house, and that was the first time we had kind of all been together for that long.
Since
in a really long time. And it really just kind of shifted my focus from, wait, these aren't just like annoying little sisters anymore. These are like, they're on the same wavelength. They're cool. They're my friends. We're going to get along. I mean, don't get me wrong. We still have our moments, but they're now just like my best friends. They're not just like my annoying little sisters. And I am so thankful for that, because I don't know if COVID and stuff would have happened if we would have ever had the opportunity like that. Not even just TikTok, but for us to come together and kind of create that closeness between us.
Now, how is it different being from Jacksonville to California? How's the lifestyle? How did y'all adapt? What do you see different there versus in Jacksonville?
There's a lot more traffic here.
Yeah,
so much,
and a lot more street parking. That was the biggest adjustment for me, but.
The weather I absolutely love here. There's like no humidity, which obviously being from Jacksonville, I'm like dripping sweat. Don't get me wrong, I'm clearly still sweating, but it's not like the humid Jacksonville heat. But I will say the beaches at home, I love way more. The water's warmer, and like here it's chilly at a lot of the times, and you wouldn't think that because it's like Southern California, but it gets really cold.
It never rains here.
Never rains.
Yeah,
it's definitely been an adjustment. Never, ever. Like, literally, it hasn't rained here since, like...
a few weeks ago, maybe.
Like, even months. Yeah. It's been a really long time. And then when it does rain, it's not like a Jacksonville rainy day. Yeah. It's like a sprinkle.
Oh, I see.
No, it's like nothing. But no one's used to it, so no one knows how to drive. So everyone, like, either the streets are empty. Like, there's no one, because everyone gets so scared because they're not used to it. And I'm like, this is nothing. Y'all need to come to Jacksonville. It's definitely been an adjustment for sure on that front. And the people are just different, and not in a good or bad way. It's just
a different type of.
it's been fun and like interesting and
No one really says yes, ma'am, or y'all.
Or y'all.
yeah, there's no y'alls, but it really opens your,
Yeah.
horizons or mind to all these new concepts and ideas and stuff. So it keeps you always thinking. I always want to create more, make more, do more because everyone around us is so creative and like trying to put out good content. So that's like the best part for us and like brand wise.
Now, do you find other creators like helping you out as you do TikTok, or do you find them kind of dissing themselves off sometimes, trying to keep from being competitive with you, or?
I think the other creators, I don't think it's usually as competitive. It's more like building each other up because everyone can give each other something and you can benefit from another person. And I think all the relationships and friendships we have with other creators is very healthy and beneficial and just a good friendship in general.
Yeah.
Everyone already, I feel like, experiences like the negative comments or like the people online. So I think being able to support each other going through that together in real life is something that everyone kind of just is on the same page about. And I've never really walked into a room and been like, oh, they don't want me to do good. If anything, it's like, oh, like, how are you doing? Let's make a video together. Like, what this sucks. Like, people suck online, everyone kind of just like connects. So it's actually, like I said before, just a good community, I think.
Yeah.
Now, some people have like a hard time dealing with negative comments and stuff like that. Did y'all experience any negative comments? And if so, how did you overcome that?
I think for me at least, I kind of just view the negative comments as it's helping the algorithm, It's going to push my content out more no matter what you're commenting. And there's no use in like taking it personally because it's just a reflection of themselves and what they're struggling with. And it's just learning that you're going to be the bigger and better person if you don't step down to their level and be rude or unbeneficial, I guess, like they are.
Yeah. It's so easy to like see one comment that's bad out of 100 good comments and immediately feel bad about anything that you post or the video that you posted. But I think if you're proud and remember that you posted because you liked it, then it'll be okay. And you don't need validation from that one random TikTok user.
Now, have you met any celebrities since you've been in California? I know there's a lot of celebrities around there. Have you met any celebrities or anyone you want to meet?
I don't know. I feel like they're always like will randomly pop up. Like the other day I was at dinner and like Jimmy Kimmel walked past me and I was like, oh my gosh. Or like I've been in a line for a bathroom in a restaurant and Drake walked past me and I was like, did that just actually happen? It's just crazy because it's so normal to a lot of people and they're people at the end of the day. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned is that, in our mind, especially being from Jacksonville, they're these glorified and they're amazing artists or talented or whatever they may be, but then you see them in front of you and it's just a human. And
like a talented
if
human.
you didn't know who they were, you would just think like, wow, that's just a tall guy, you would have no idea.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of puts everything into perspective, especially like makes you rethink like about, if you were like, oh, I hate that song. Like, no, he like put hard work into that song and he's just a human too, and I think it becomes like this mutual respect of like, we're all out here trying, going through the same stuff and it's, I think they're amazingly cool, and I love seeing them or getting to talk to them, but I don't know, it just gives me like a new perspective on the whole situation for sure.
So the next like couple of years, where do y'all see yourself from now? Based off of the TikTok, what's y'all's vision?
So our long-term goal is to potentially have some sort of bigger, longer formatted content for all of us, like a show or a podcast or something that we can all have together and have a voice, showcase how we are as a family and like our dynamic, but also each have our own separate identities as well.
Yeah, and I think along with that, being able to grow like our individual brands as well. Like I'm in law school and I'd love to be able to host or correspond for a network, but also still be able to keep growing with the group and doing like what Hope was saying. And I think Hallie and Hope obviously have their same routes or individual routes as well. If you want to talk about what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm finishing up high school early, so I will be ready to graduate in December and be able to focus on dancing in LA. And hopefully I'm going to Cal Arts for their dance program if I get into the actual school, not just the dance program, and kind of just working on film and acting and that kind of thing.
I personally love fashion and modeling, so I think that path in that industry is kind of my long-term goal.
Nice. Now, I was just about to say they get out of high school early. Are you taking classes like online, or you got some like a VIP teacher to come to you and take tests?
Yeah, I basically just like didn't stop high school over the summer, so I'm a Florida virtual. So I had the option to kind of get ahead and do all my work in a sufficient time that's not like a brick and mortar high school where I have to go from 9 to 3. And honestly, I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah, Hope and I are full-time in LA, and so Hallie ideally would love to graduate by December early, and then she'll be 18 in January. So her dream would be to like move out here, and then we can all be together out here and kind of working on the group goals and the individual goals and just keep going. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'd like to hear from y'all again in the near future. And I know we have y'all in the magazine coming up soon.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's been such
you.
a pleasure. We especially, Jacksonville, we love supporting and repping, We'll always be where we're from. So
Oh, nice. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you very much.
Powered by Riverside.